Grab your snacks and secure your seats. It's all happening live, right here, right now. Buckle up because the action is about to kick off.
Good morning, curling fans. Welcome back to the Belgian Men's Challenger here on the WCT Tour YouTube channel. I am John. This is Pim. We are Curdia, and we are bringing you another great tournament, another great day, a long day of curling. We have 4 sessions going live for you starting in about 10 minutes. They will be taking the ice, and so we are going to let you guys get settled in, give you a little background, and enjoy your curling day.
Yeah, because, I mean, here in Belgium, local time, it is a bit before 9-ish. I think it's outside 5 degrees. It's raining, it's dark, it's cloudy, it's Saturday. What else to do than just kind of cuddle under a blanket, get a coffee, watch some great curling. That's probably the best day to spend a Saturday morning here in Belgium. Perhaps also in a couple of other countries because...
I have my bowl of coffee.
Yeah, he has this huge bowl of coffee. And as I said, perhaps in a bunch of other countries, because this is the Belgian, not the Belgian Curling League, the Belgian Men's Challenger. Man, you almost had me there as well. But as you can see, 10 teams, 9 different nations. So we are pretty kind of blessed with a roster here. Nordics, they are used to, cuddling blanket weather as well. We have a Norwegian team representing here, Sweden, Finland, but also a team from China coming over. And apparently that is not just special for us, but also special for the ambassador of China living here in Belgium, because we had a surprise VIP visit from the ambassador, and that was quite astonishing. It was he drove up with his big car with the 2 flags sitting in the front, and then came in. He was a celebrity, pictures, press, all of that. So it was kind of nice to see how apparently the Chinese team, they are celebrities. Maybe we should get their autographs.
Maybe.
Or their shirts. Or let's see. The locker rooms are not locked. So I am going to take a small break here. No. Jokes aside. Very, very nice roster. And let's have a look at the groups, because Saturday is day 2 of the group stage, and it's a decisive day, because today will be decided which teams will go to the knockout phase and which teams will kind of sit on the couches tomorrow and watch curling here in the canteen.
Yeah, the top 2 teams from each group will make it to the semifinals. They'll play a crossover. The next 2 teams will get to play some placement matches tomorrow. And if you are in last place in your group, well, you just get to sit and watch. Sorry, guys, but yeah, maybe you should try better. Yeah. Try harder. But either way, we're going to see things shake out today. You know, we saw Team Zhu yesterday, 2 strong wins. They've got 2 matches early this morning, so they'll be done by 1:30, and they'll know the rest of today what they have to do, who they're preparing for tomorrow, if they have to prepare for tomorrow. I think with 2 wins, they're pretty safe to make it to the final.
One more win should probably do it, too, definitely. I mean, after a perfect day yesterday, they had a small party over at the embassy, and now they are kind of pumped up to finish this group stage. But for the other groups, the other teams, Team Mercier, Hänninen, Dalle with 1 win, they are very close to that second place, but well, they have to fight for it. And even Team Geising, who knows, they probably would need 3 wins today, but I think in this kind of small groups, everything is still possible. Yep. And the same basically for Group B. We have a more or less similar situation. Team Westerberg has a strong team here, 2 wins, although Vreken also perfect score. They just played 1 game. They were 3 yesterday, but they brought in Dan, their lead, and he's probably the best lead Belgium has ever seen. The way he can carry brooms, John, I've never seen that kind of skill in my life. So they brought in that secret weapon. And the brooms were already here. Everybody is playing with the right broom, holding the broom head in the right direction. So I don't expect any troubles here for the Belgian national team. And then Team Bjork, a strong performance yesterday evening. We could watch that live on stream. Hungarian men's and Team Ross. Same story for Team Ross, 2 losses. They were sitting here in the canteen trying to calculate out their chances to go to the knockout phase. And they basically concluded with, we'll have to win all 3 games I guess that's basically what you have to do if.
Well, Team Ross. They only have 2 games left, so they have to win them both and then hope for some help. They're going to need some interesting results in this, I think, from today. But you never know. There's still a full day of curling. Some like Team Vareka, they're playing 3 times today. We'll see what happens in their final match. Maybe they'll be tired. Maybe they'll be out of focus. You never know. So anything can happen.
Yeah, and as you said, we are going to have the Belgian teams on stream today, and this full-packed day, as you can see, for 11 games, 4 will be streamed here on the World Curling Tour TV YouTube channel, also on Kurdia, and just 2 games in the last session. I'm not going to walk over each and every screen. I think everybody can see, but the most important sheet obviously is sheet B with Dalle against Hänninen, Geising against Team Chu, Vreken against Team Westerberg, and Björke against the Hungarian team. They all are going to try and squeeze in this nice little bracket. Only 4 teams will promote to the third day, the Sunday, with a semi-final and then a gold medal. Some teams will play on the third day. There is a 5th place match and a 7th place match, but
But the semifinals is where the money's at. Yeah, if you make it to the semis, you're taking home some cold hard cash. How much depends on how much you win. It's how many times you win. You win twice, you get the big prize. You don't win anything, well, you still get a little consolation prize, and that's still money in your pocket is better than nothing. So
yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And before we start talking about the game, or we can basically talk about the game, John, Hänninen, Dalle, which team would you like to introduce to the viewers here? Because it's important to know what they will be facing and what team to root for. Although I see Jona in chat has already made her decision. She's saying, well, I think Team Hänninen is going to annihilate Team Dalle with overpower, strength, and precision. So a very modest opinion from Jona. We appreciate modest opinions, but you can still pump it up a bit to kind of show who you really support. John, show your pumped up predictions here.
All right. We have Team Dalle, Belgian team. They're going to be challenging for Team Vareka next week in the Challenge Series to see who's going to represent Belgium at the next European Championships. One of the stronger teams here in Belgium. They traditionally place very high in the standings. Had a little bit of a slip up in this first round of this season where they just barely avoided relegation. But they're still a strong team. When they're all playing well together, they really do get in there. Megan, hello. We see you. Greg, welcome back. Always happy to have you in here. Now, Team Hänninen, they play up in the Finnish league. It's quite a different format. They play kind of spread out by tournaments up there, but they're still one of those top teams. I think they said they were in second at the moment, but they still have one more round to go. So the Page playoffs, so they at least have a loss in their pocket if they can, so if they lose one, they're not out, but they don't want to lose. They play a lot of these tough tournaments. They go to a lot of the WCTs out in the Nordics. So, they're going to be a tough team. And, that's why I'm going to pick these guys. They are fans, they're fans of the stream. We loved having them here last year. I loved getting to meet all the guys. We had a talk with Matthias yesterday, just before the first match, and it's always a pleasure to talk to him and the boys. And I'm rooting for him today.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, as you said, it's a very strong team. They played the final in the last year's event against Vreken. Very, very close game. Vreken ended up winning that game. I don't think that's a spoiler alert anymore after a year. I think people who haven't watched the game, well, too bad for them. You can still rewatch it, though. It's on Kurdia.tv. But this finale seems to be going towards a promising game as well. But for this match, I was talking to the skip of Team Dalle, Sebastian. He was a bit down. He said, I expect to get wiped the floor here. I expect to really kind of get punished by the Finnish team. Mr. Sebastian Dalle, with that kind of Professor Dr. Sebastian Dalle, with that kind of attitude, this is not a way for a sportsman to step on the arena, step on the ice. He was immediately, by the way, corrected by Bram, and in all fairness, Bram was right to just say, get out of it, snap out of it, Sebastian. You were just going to win. We played a very strong game against Team Chu. We won our second game. There is no reason to doubt your qualities. And Dalle said, you know what? You're right. And then they pumped up their chest. They were all fired up. and
did
got ready.
10,000 push-ups.
Yeah. So this is the reason why I am putting my money, my house, and my self-respect on the Finnish team, Team Hänninen. Because Dalle, you jinxed it. I'm sorry. You have to learn this lesson the hard way by having it spread out all over the internet. This is not the way to motivate your team.
Oh,
sorry,
my.
Mr. Sir. And Finnish boys, obviously, go, go, go.
All right. I kind of think you're picking that just to kind of keep me in line, so I can't catch up to you, but we'll see.
Well, it's an honest prediction. You pick the team that you think is going to win, and I think Hänninen is going to wipe the floor with the Belgium team. Almost knocked down my equipment here because of this wire. All right, I think they have started.
They have. We have everything ready to go, so we're going to jump out onto the ice and join the action. Hope you guys are ready, and there we go. Let's get out there.
And also see if we would ask the same question to chat. At this point, 83% of our chat is predicting Team Hänninen to come out of this game as the victorious, glorious winners.
Let's see. Gonna have to adjust the scoreboard. Who got hammer? Yellow has hammer. So we will jump to... Does yellow have hammer?
Not sure.
They open my window and take a quick peek.
Seemed like red has hammer, which
Nope.
is Team Dalle, unless they did not correct the scoreboards.
Okay, well, then I will fix that.
And,
oh, I know what I did wrong. There we go.
Yes, red has hammer. 2 yellow stones have been played in a draw that was a bit wide. And I see we have some delays on the cameras. We'll have to bear with that.
Back.
And Jona in chat is saying, respect, you're gonna get another house with that bet. So if I move to Finland to my second house, I will let you know in time, John.
Yeah, just so you're wondering, Jona, that he doesn't win a house, he just doesn't lose his. He once said he would bet his house on something, so then I started betting his house too. So it just goes back and forth. I never bet my own house because that would be silly and irresponsible.
That you're asking, is it my internet connection or is it lagging? Yeah, we have some issues with the network here in Zems this weekend, so it's there is a bit of lag on the video feed. So no.
I am going to go take a look at it in a moment. So, Jona asking, explain the meaning of the hammer icon. Yes, the hammer is the last stone of the end, and so the hammer icon just kind of indicates who has the hammer in the current end, who has the last stone of the current end. All right, before this gets too nasty, I'm going to go see if I can't fix it. So you'll be alone with Pim for a moment. Be good, chat.
Yes. All right, now that John's gone, let's talk. What do we really think of John? Let's be honest right now. He's not here, don't worry. He cannot overhear anything. He can just rewatch the stream later on. He's a nice guy. Right, and a nice semi-draw, I would say, behind the guard. 2 redstones in the house here for Team Dalle. We're kind of used to saying Team Dalle. Normally here in Belgium they play the Belgian Curling League, and their official name at the Belgian Curling League is the Desperate Housekeepers. Maybe at some point you might want to have a peek at their jerseys. The logo on the back of their shirts is a curling player with a vacuum cleaner. That's kind of a reference to their team name, the Desperate Housekeepers. And teams seem to struggle a little bit with the weights so far. We've seen quite a lot of stones go a bit deep in the sense. Mistakes on both sides here. Nice takeout here, and let's see, rolls behind the guards. Excellent here for Team Hänninen. Great way to opt for a potential steal here. Yeah, it seems like the cameras really died a bit, so we'll have a quick pop over to the boot while the cameras are rebooting. Maybe I can show you the trailer of the Belgian Curling League in the meanwhile. So Belgium Curling League is a league here in Belgium, and we made a special AI generated trailer to kind of promote that league. There are some internet celebrities, or at least curling celebrities in there. I'm not going to kind of spoil which familiar faces you might recognize, but I'm curious if you could spot the famous curling players. So while we wait for the cameras to reboot, here is a teaser of the Belgium Curling League AI generated trailer.
In a quiet little town in Belgium, the epic battle for honor and glory is about to unfold. Zemst is once again the heart of Europe's biggest curling league. With 29 teams from 8 mighty nations, the competition is heating up on the coldest surface known to man. The stage is set for a historical new chapter. Watch the epic unfolding of the new season. Will the reigning champion dominate the series? Rock-solid wisdom from Stone Good. We may not have Canada's heroic Homan, Matt's badass Stars and Stripes, or a Swedish Viking princess like Anna. But our league forges its own legends. Meet the magician, Peekaboo Caro, the little general, Gatling Gun Tom, the GOAT, Mustache Man, and don't forget the Walter.
All right, that was the special AI-generated trailer. I don't know if you spotted them, but there was can I spot it already? There was Anna Hasselborg was in there. Obviously, Matt Hamilton was one of the featured stars. And then I have to recall who was in there. Oh, Nicholas Dean. Was it Nicholas Dean? No, it was. I'm trying to recall my memory. I don't know for sure anymore. I think Emma Mescu was mixed in there as well. But tons of other players as well, and also obviously the Belgian curling legends. We forge our own legends here in Belgium, but that's the Belgian Curling League. We are right back here, so that was nice. Yeah, I hope you liked it. So it was a bit of a teaser. John is still working on the camera, so we hope to get that feed up and ready as soon as possible. We're having some network issues here at Canteen and at the club. We don't really know for sure why, but while we're doing that, let's have a quick look at the league table here. So Team Hänninen, they have 1 win, 1 loss. Yesterday, Team Hänninen, they were playing against Team Chu from China, and that was a very close game. Team Chu just barely winning that with 4-2, so that kind of proves that Team Hänninen is a very strong candidate. In the group stage, you can always afford one loss, so if Team Hänninen keeps on winning the next games, they should be able to reach the semifinals and maybe meet Team Chu in the final again. And then obviously for Dalle, kind of a similar story, although they have to face a couple of the potential stronger teams here in the group, playing against Hänninen this morning. Having a quick peek at the scoreboards, they are still working through the first end, so no score updates yet. Also today on the other two sheets, we have two other teams going on. On sheet A, we have Team Chu playing against Team Mercier, and then on sheet B we have Team Vreken playing against the Hungarian team. As John is popping into the booth. John, how are we doing with the cameras? Hopefully you were able to fix a couple of things. In the meanwhile, I've dropped the Belgian Curling League AI generated teaser to entertain our audience a bit.
Hopefully things are back up. We see cameras moving, so images out there. Fingers crossed.
Yep, let's have a quick peek.
I don't think the lag is gone, to be honest.
No, there seems to be a bit of delay so far.
Where are we at this end? We see we're in skip stones. To jump ahead a few.
And all of a sudden, it's all red in the house. So, nice little catch up here for Team Dalle. We are down to the last stone of each team.
Just trying to draw this one, get it buried.
Yeah, because this could be a great way to start the game for Team Dalle.
Uses this one up against the back, but no, it just goes a little too deep. Oof. And so still two reds counting there.
Yeah, and one more stone to throw here for Team Dalle, so they have an opportunity to get some points on the board here. Brecht battles delivering the stone. It's all about the weight, team communication here. Weight seems to be fine. Coming into the house gently, and I think it's 3, not entirely sure, but
I believe at least 3. We'll have to wait. I think we can safely put 3 on the scoreboard, then adjust it as they put something up. But they put 3 on the scoreboard, so that is what we are going with.
Yeah, strong start here for the Belgian team, and again, as you mentioned, they are training as well for next weekend. And also, fun fact, the lead of the Desperate Housekeepers, Team Dalle here, Kevin, is wearing a Belgium soccer jersey, a national soccer jersey underneath his official Team Dalle team wear, just to kind of feel the Belgian national crest on his chest. See how that feels, see if he can get used to those 3 colors.
One's going to curl in. Will that get onto the center line? Brecht's trying to help it over. And that does. Did they curl it too much? No, that is perfect opening stone there. Nice distance right there on that center line. Unfortunately, we're going to have to mute the skips as long as we have like a delay. It just sounds too odd. I know you guys want to hear your favorite skips shouting and swearing in different languages, but unfortunately not possible. This one coming down, looking wide, trying to sweep it, curl it around, but it's not moving. And Dalle comes in trying to sweep this one through.
Yeah, and
a little
again,
bit heavy.
A bit heavy and wide seems to be the story of the game so far, and feel like the first team that might figure out the weight in this game will have the edge.
One coming around easily past the guard, and that one seems to have a nice little weight to it and does get over onto the button. Half buried. Team Hänninen looking to put something in on top of this corner freeze so then they could take it out later. Matthias indicating this one is a little bit wide. Sweeper staying off of it. Really trying to push that over, use that push carve technique. There it starts to go. Gives it a little nudge. How far? Just to the back of the forefoot, but that yellow is now sitting out exposed. Did they change their throwing order? They must have. Because Sebastian is throwing second stones and not fourth. Third, I mean. Missed that. So Professor Dr. Sebastian Dalle throwing second. He is a professor at the University of Antwerp in his real job. Gets the hit and rolls a shooter off to the side. Great stone. Does the job nicely. Seems like we've lost some of that lagginess.
Yeah, so it seems. Let's hope this will remain. The footage is way more crisp. See if I can track the stone with some nice moving camera angles.
Go. All right, we can get the skips back in because now they won't be so far off. There we go. There's lovely Matthias's voice. Trying to push this one over, get on top of that red. It's going to trickle in there, freezes up against the corner. Very nice. See, Brum is not mic'd up, but he is loud enough that he is getting picked up by the sheet mics. Ooh. Sebastian is a little bit loud, so we're going to tune him down. Now we'll make sure to update the scoreboard with the correct names in a moment. It feels pretty good. Can easily be past the guard. So I'm just going to try to curl this over. Kevin, you can see him trying to knife it over. Want to get on the top of the nose. Or under the inside edge of the nose. Just a little bit on it. Spreads things out, but good position. Sebastian is really yelling. Okay. Matthias not quite as loud, maybe a better microphone position, or he's more used to being mic'd up. Who knows? We always tell the skips, don't worry about it. We will adjust your volume. We will make you sound as good as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Order.
Calls them off.
Yummy.
Trying to get this to curl over.
Okay.
One's going to stay a little bit outside the nose. Wow, that was perfect. I didn't think there was much of a gap there, and fantastic stone.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
That's the first time I've said it.
I know, but now it's kind of wired in my brain. If I hear fantastic, it pops up. John is allowed one fantastic per game.
Yep, I've started overusing fantastic. I got away from using very good, but then settled in on fantastic, and now I overuse it. So now I need to figure out some new words.
Run!
Really working the line hard. Calling it off. Now calling him back onto it.
Run!
That one's going to roll over. Peeks out the other side, though.
Yeah, slightly overcurled. Sweepers are trying to hold the line, but just overcurled a bit. Brahms like, I don't really know what happened. Well, in that case, the normal procedure, if you don't know what happened, is blame the ice is the number one pick.
Yep. Who cares if Mark Allen is the world's greatest ice maker? Oh. Trying to hold this one around. Looks fine here. Should settle nicely on top of the red. Trying to make sure it gets all the way back there. And a perfect freeze.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't know how much room there is in between those two stones, but I think they're going to try and tap it out. Coming from this side, it has room.
Yuna, you may say it's perfect. I will allow you. I will allow it.
Yeah, last year I remember Hänninen was playing the final, and then there was a big watch party in their club. They were watching the game on the TV. Yeah, saw some footage on socials about that.
Get this one, make sure it's around the guard. It is. Now calling again for the line.
Come on.
Trying to curl this over. Gets on top of that yellow. Wow, that's a perfect follow-up.
Yeah, excellent.
These teams are throwing haymakers left and right.
Yeah, and remember, Team Dalle is trying to steal, so from a steal perspective, this is really an excellent stone.
Megan saying the live stream is behaving itself for her. That's good to know. We seem to have sorted out some of the issues, so hopefully they stay away.
Yes.
But it worked fine when I wasn't here last night, so maybe I'm the problem. Which is usually the opposite of technical problems. Whenever I'm an IT guy by trade, and whenever somebody says, hey, I have a problem with my computer, I just walk over and look at it, and it's fixed. That's not so much for me here.
Hey!
Villa bringing the heat. Running this one down the center, trying to open things up.
Removing the guard.
And gets rid of that one out on the wing there, so.
Yeah. Stone there.
Great stone.
Guess we're gonna guard it up again. Or are they looking?
Yeah, looking at the. Ram is either pass gas on the thing or just trying to indicate maybe just do backline weights. We'll. We don't know. The world may never know.
I think freezing up against the redstone makes sense. So they're going for a backhouse weight to achieve that. Really kind of lock in their redstone.
Early results in the poll are leaning heavily towards Team Hänninen, but right now Team Dalle with the lead and looking pretty strong in this end. So if you haven't made up your mind, it's still early on. The poll will stay open until the 7th end. Unless we don't get that far. Holding him off. Now trying to make this curl a little bit. Wanting to try to get this all the way onto the nose. Oh, there's a swear jar.
Yeah, this is not what they wanted. They had a nice redstone locked in against the yellow one, but this was basically too heavy. They asked for back weight. Came in a bit heavy and then opened a bit things up. So this is kind of what Team Hänninen likes. Redstone is way more removable at this point.
That's the spirit, Jona. Just giving them a head start. We had one team the other night playing the yesterday, the first session, they played the long game. Unfortunately, they were playing for 10 ends and we only played 8, so...
Vaikka menetettäisiin toi, mutta jos me saadaan nämä kaikki liikkeelle, niin...
Or was that last week? Maybe it was last week.
Kiva vaan, että heittokivi jäisi. Sen takia mä mietin, että heitettäisiin näin päin. 10. Se on ihan luotisuora puoli.
If my Finnish translation is anything to believe, and it's not because I don't speak Finnish, but I'm going to guess they're going to play that off the hit out off the corner, cut it through those 2 yellows, and have the shooter sit over top of the red, or next to the red.
10.
Want to make sure this one hits off the nose, and that the shooter stays. Oh, this one curled over just a little bit too much. That's going to jam on the back. Shooter does stay out in the middle as shot, but Matthias definitely wanted that one to be a little more to the side, just a little too tight on that one.
Ja, den dubbelen is moeilijk. Ik zou hem hier raken.
There's a gap between those 2 reds. They're going to be able to do a control weight here with the takeout. Pop it through. Hopefully the shooter stays in there.
Maar dan liggen we in die shot.
Dude in chat saying, if I'm not mistaken, Turi means luck in Finnish. So that's something I didn't know.
We willen deze niet weg.
So the goat is actually
Ja, maar deze ligt nog
the lucky goat.
Deze. Ja. Ja. Oké. Oké. Maar dan mag je hem niet naar buiten zijn, want anders is de deze hier tegen en spelen ze voor 3, hè. Ja, maar ik wil vooral niet dat ze voor 3 spelen.
So looking to see how they can score, or at least take away a lot. So they're going to be coming down through here, try to push that one away. Well, you guys saw it. Yeah, push it away, that one. Shooter should roll somewhere over here. In this match, no, there's the tournament, they're not playing with a clock. So normally a lot of these higher level events will have a thinking clock. And so for an 8-end match, they'll have 38 minutes. Really trying to hold the line on this one. That one's going to catch over the nose, which is good. Does catch on the yellow.
Oh, that works.
But that one knocks things around, and it looks like they're sitting 3, possibly 4. And we had an added swear jar in there from Sebastian. Okay, so back onto the shot clock for a moment. So they have 38 minutes for 8 ends to think. So the clock starts running when the other team's stone stops, and then it starts again. Or so either way, but no, they don't have a long roundabout answer is no. In this tournament, they can think as long as they want, but the tournament director will kind of push them along if they start playing too slow. So hit out here should net them 1, possibly 2, depending on this. They're trying to curve this over, but that's going to be on the outside. And, oh, they get the jam in the back, so that is a steal of 1 for Team Dalle.
Another steal here, and a bit of a disappointed face over on the team with the yellow jerseys. But yeah, strong result here for the Belgian boys so far. And I think the head start has increased with 1 more point.
Hey, the long game is a waiting game, you know, you just got to be patient.
Yeah. And it's indeed still a lot of stones to go here.
If you're trying to sucker someone in, you don't give up. You don't just give up one end and go, oh, let's play for money now. No, you got to lose a few times before you start hustling for money. Yeah, I see a couple more votes pop in. Team Dalle picking up some of those, bringing the percentage, but still heavily weighted towards Hänninen.
Yeah.
Kevin starting things off here for Team Dalle in the third. So they lead at 4-0 over Team Hänninen.
Len, come on.
Go, trying to bring this one onto the center line.
Come on.
They get it on the center line, but it comes into the house. Maybe playing trying to force them into a hitting game.
Yeah, they have a 4-point lead, so it kind of makes sense to put something in the house there. Yeah, was Sebastian Dalle trying to confuse everybody here yesterday by downplaying the qualities of his team and then showing up leading 4-0 after 2 ends? Was that kind of mind games already? Is the professor so smart that we even fell for it?
Could be. Trying to get this with a curl in around behind. Late curl here. Matthias helping sweep that one to get it buried. Get stone from Kevin.
And you can see also Thomas Bertels, the 5th player for Desperate Housekeepers, joins to watch the game.
Wave to everybody on the internet, Thomas.
Hey! Hey!
Get this one over, gets it nicely, and rolls it off to the side a little bit.
Yeah, they
keeps that red one out of the open.
are probably hoping to catch a little bit of a double take out there.
No. Yep. Yeah. Ik aan deze kant nooit. Lem.
Immediately call for the line straight out of his hand. Rex working that broom furiously.
Yeah. You can just watch, by the way, his hair vibrates. This is heavy sweeping here, but catches the Yellowstone. Yellow will go out. Bram is making sure it does, and this is a very nice takeout, but maybe also very nice sweeping here from the little blonde guy from the Desperate Housekeepers team, Dalle. Both teams, they have a blondie. Over on Team Hänninen side, they have Kevin De Bruyne's twin brother.
Jonas saying Yami will be the difference maker in this end. Let's see.
Ota! Tilaa! Ei, pidä!
Villa being called to sweep.
Pidä vaan!
Starting to curl
Yeah.
over. Is that going to get around? I don't think so. I think it's a little bit light. It's going to check up on the
Jatka kauassa siitä.
and keeps that red open, but there's a double there. Carve this one over. They're going to get the one, but that's going to jam on that red back
Ouch.
there. Ooh, that's
terrible
miss there.
Not what they were looking for. Not opting to guard, just opting to clear some stones, trying to defend their 4-point score leads by making sure Team Hänninen not scoring a lot of points. But then this was a mistake, and I think that second yellow might be biting, so it could be interesting in the end.
Oota! Nyt tilaa paljon.
Sweeper staying off this one. Gonna let this one curl over.
Ville! Rouhi! Ei pitkälle!
There it starts to go, trying to help
Älä
this
tuo!
even further, trying to get it buried.
No kun ei me voida tätä tuplaa tänne jättää.
Nicely buried on the side behind their corner guard, so a very good setup here for the Finnish team.
I think Matthias was didn't want it that deep. He's trying to avoid having some kind of double out there.
Yeah, also by being this deep, it gives the option for Team Dalle to kind of come in, freeze up against it if they want to play that kind of stone.
Lem, come on. Lem, med två, X-plan.
Curling hard, can they catch yellow?
Oh.
Preferably no tap.
Corner freeze there.
A corner freeze is not the worst though, but yeah, there is a bit of an angle which makes it easier to get rid out. I think Hänninen is not going to bother that much of losing the Yellowstone.
Ihan vähän tähän poskee!
So yeah, looking at clearing redstone.
Jää tänne, mutta ei se haittaa!
Hitting red on the outside. And second question is that other Yellowstone biting casts a bit of shadow on the paint. We'll have to wait. We don't have a biter measure tool here at Zemst.
Joo. Pidä vaan!
This one coming over. They want to keep this on the right side of the nose, and they do.
Excellent.
Gets the red out, pushes the yellow back, but it stays in the house. Great stone.
Well executed here.
We could, let's take a look at the overhead. Not conclusive. It's very close out there.
Yeah, the angles are not super clear, but it might. It might.
Go! Go!
Gets on the nose, misses that one in the back.
Yeah, they are hoping to get that double takeout, roll towards the center. So just a little, not too much curl on that. And this is going to be a straightforward takeout for Team Hänninen. Team Hänninen looking strong in this end. Feels like they are going to score quite a lot of points. Team Dalle has to figure out a way to kind of get a redstone into play. In a way, they kind of create a force to one, or at least do some damage control. Damage control can be two options: either get a redstone in a competitive position, like corner freeze it up against that one, or start clearing yellow stones and then hope for kind of a reduced scoring potential for Team Hänninen. Although I think that second option would still allow Hänninen to score 3 points.
I think a corner freeze here.
Yeah, the difficult part with the corner freezes, if it's not a perfect corner freeze, then there's another takeout for Hänninen, hit and stay. But you have to settle for basically one plan and then hope to succeed.
Line!
Right out of his hand, calling from line.
Oh! Oh! Wachter! Wachter! Line!
Now calling from line, switching rings around.
Line!
Let me try to make sure this gets around that yellow.
Come on. Knock them.
Oh, that's just tight.
Ouch.
Catches that a little bit light, a little bit tight.
And yeah, Sebastian called off the sweepers at some point and then called them on for line again. Maybe that fraction. But yeah, it's hard to say.
Well, he called them off the curl, but Brom stayed sweeping on the curl and then switched over to line. So, you know, can you say that curl, did he sweep long enough on the curl for it to have that effect?
Meni.
Don't know.
Ihan vähän nousee niin kuin ulkopuolella, pitäisi olla 10. Joo. Pidä! Ei! Ei!
Calls him off. This one's going to kind of hit and tuck over underneath.
Makes the corner freeze harder because it's tucked underneath, but still kind of peeks out just enough to make that corner freeze not super easy. Seems like Team Dalle is going to do a retry. Team Hänninen sitting 3 in the house so far.
3, possibly 4. The way Sebastian's looking at that top yellow.
Maar blijf niet liggen, hè? Denk als wij hier liggen.
Yeah, I think that spot is potentially the best spot to kind of put a redstone. Could take away at least 2 yellow stones to make it hard to take out. So I think that's their best option to kind of try to do a draw in between those 2 yellow ones. I agree with Sebastian here.
Iets meer ijs. De marge is iets te hard. Huh? Deze is gewoon, ik kan hier spelen, oké, dan hebben we 2 uit. We liggen niet in het huis en wij spelen sowieso voor 3.
Yeah, so Sebastian confirming that Yellowstone is in the house. That's why we were looking for a double takeout to at least clear 2 stones. But then Sebastian said leaves an open draw for 3 points.
Als we hier liggen.
Yeah, I think I really do think you have to try this freeze. You have to try to get in
Hij heeft
there.
net gespeeld, hè?
You know, it's if you miss it, you're giving up a possible 5, but you're up by 4. It's obviously not the way you want things to go, but I think this is it's early enough. You can still get back. You're still in the match.
Yeah, it makes sense. And also what Dalle was, Brecht just played the same stone, so that's also an advantage to reattempt, just do some minor adjustments.
Oh!
I feel like he pushed that one a bit to the outside.
Yeah, tolerance was on the heavy side. They can have the tap.
Niks.
But is this going to curl?
It's very wide.
There it starts to go, but is it going enough?
No, it's heavy, and it's not going to curl enough, and not going to curl in time. So this is heavy and wide. Hopefully for Team Dalle it sticks around somewhere, but no. This is not the stone they needed, and now this is an open draw for 5 here for Team Hänninen. Team Dalle giving up their 4-point lead and end number 3. Virtually it's 4-4.
Yeah, and you didn't, as for Brecht, you didn't want to miss that shot, but I don't think you wanted to miss it that way. I think you would have rather left it out in the open. Maybe missed the line, but you want the weight there because I think then you know it had a chance. But with that weight being wrong, being a little bit wide also didn't help. So open draw for 5 and a chance for Team Hänninen to get on the board in a big way.
Yeah, indeed. It feels like this is not the hardest of stones. Just putting it anywhere in 12 foot will do. They already have 4. This will be a 5th, and this will be your first 5th ender in this tournament, the biggest end so far. I think we had a 4-ender yesterday.
Gonna sweep, but doesn't go very far. So that is a huge 5 points.
Although they are looking at it.
Oh.
They are looking at it. Will we need a measure? Feels like the teams haven't agreed whether it's in or out.
Put it down to 4 until we're sure.
Yeah. Yeah, still looking at it. They're not sure. It's sometimes hard to see with kind of 2 round angles with stone kind of elevated a bit above the paint underneath the surface of the ice. If it comes down to millimeters, then it's not easy to see. But they have agreed upon 5.
I was right. And Jonas saying, you were correct. Just gave them a glimmer of hope, and now dashed.
Yeah, the important part here for Team Dalle is, okay, 5, that's huge, but they had a 4-point bonus. So the game is not lost because you had a 1 bad end. Scoreboard says 4-5, you're still in the game.
Yeah.
You cannot kind of start to install the idea that you lost the game in this end, because that is entirely not the case. It's just 3 out of 8 ends. But if you would lose the game, you would still kind of revisit this end like this is, in hindsight, maybe the end where we gave up a lot of points, but that's not something you can conclude at this point, at this stage of the game.
Just had a quick scoring update there. Team Zhu leads Mercier 3-1 over in the 3rd end on sheet A, and PTSE leads Vareka 2-1 also in the 3rd end. Here we are starting the 4th end. Team Hänninen scored a big 5 house, took advantage of a few Dalle mistakes there, and so they now lead at 5-4 as we start things off in the 4th end. Yuna, yes, that is correct. The team that does not score in the previous end gets the hammer in the next end.
Yeah, this is sometimes why you would see teams intentionally not scoring. It kind of feels weird. Imagine the house is wide open, nothing's in the house, and you get to throw the last stone. Some teams decide, well, I don't want to put it in the house and get the 1 point, because that would mean I have a minimal score on my hammer, and then I would give the hammer back to the opponent. So from a tactical point of view, some teams would opt to not score, leave a blank score, put a 0 on the scoreboard, keep the hammer into the next end, and then hope for 2 or more. And if you don't know the whole hammer story, if you're just watching curling sometimes on the Olympics, that kind of feels super weird. I know when I was a kid watching the Olympics, I couldn't figure out that kind of stuff.
come on.
They're trying to curl this over. They want a corner guard. This one's just kind of hanging out, though, not getting quite the curl they wanted. Going to be a bit of a corner center guard. So normally when we talk about corner guards, you'd like to see them more out in this area, outside of the 4-foot circle. As a team with the hammer, one of the general strategies is to try to keep that middle open. So you see the other teams will often the team without the hammer will often put things in the middle, try to kind of keep things full, make it more difficult. This is going to be nice. It's going to tap that yellow one back.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Just onto the button.
Carries a bit deep, but other than that, I kind of like that stone here.
It is guarded up.
Over.
This game is so much more complex than it seems. Yes, Jona, it's one of the nicknames for this game is the chess on ice. So there's a lot more thinking and strategy than to it. There's a lot of thinking and strategy to it.
Half the curl.
Trying to curl this over.
Go on.
This is gonna flash. No, it taps.
Taps, but not enough.
No.
What about that?
A little bit outside. Is that gonna? Yeah, that stays there on the edge of the circles.
Yeah, and it stayed in front of the T line, so Sebastian could not try and sweep it out. The opponent's skip can only start sweeping on the opponent's team when the stone crosses the T line.
Valtteri with his first stone of the fourth end.
Jätä vaan heti kun yli. Linja on nyt ihan ok.
The center guard here again.
Nicely down in the middle. Gets a little curl over to the edges. Make it a little bit thicker. Thicker guard, but
30.
Dalle going to try to draw in. So you see the shot stone is sitting behind the T line, so that means that Dalle can get in on top of it and be the closer to the pin. Sweeper's kind of laying off it, not quite sure. Waiting for it to curl around. Trying to hold this one past the guard. Is he going to do it? Oh, paper thin.
Oh, my.
That's perfect.
What a shot. What a shot.
That is perfect by the good Dr. Professor. Where's Professor Doctor? Professor Doctor. We'll have to learn that one. Have to get that one right. Because apparently there is a correct order you're supposed to say the titles on. All professors are doctors, but not all doctors are professors. So I think it's Professor Doctor.
Now, if somebody trips over and gets a heart attack on the ice, he's not the kind of doctor who could save his life. But if you have a super urgent mathematical equation you need to solve, then you can sweep him in.
Well, actually, I don't know, because I think he's like kinesiology.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So he might actually be able to help in a heart attack situation. Maybe not so well in math.
Yeah, so if you break a leg, he will know the exact scientific name for the leg you've just broken.
Yeah.
Is it?
Dan hebben we niet heel veel foute dingen.
Damn it.
Salut! Direkt gaan in tweede steen,
Yeah, this works. Puts a bit of pressure here on Team Hänninen.
Joo! Ei! Jami! Okay. 12-8. On se, mutta on se tällä jäällä ehkä vieläkin vähän kovaa, mutta kyllä se on hyvä, siis voimaa oikein.
Ida! Ja.
Erbij? Of nee, dan laat het trippel weg. Nee, ervoor. Nee, gewoon door. Hard.
Lem! Oh, oh, oh! Oh! Go, go, go! Oh, oh, oh! Oh! Go, 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 go! Oh, 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 oh! Oh! That's some people.
I was muted. Sorry. I was talking about that shot. They were trying to hold it around. Comes down on top. Little freeze. Deeper than they wanted. They'd like that a little bit higher. But it does a pretty good job of getting something extra in there, forcing Hänninen to kind of play a heavy hit here.
Jami!
Going to be on the outside. Catches the red in the back, but it jams on the yellow. And does that one stay in? It does.
Yeah, it does. And it's even setting third shot, so I think.
Well, a lot of sound and fury for a whole lot of nothing right there. So move things around a little bit, but basically the same.
What's the bigger race? Okay.
Yeah, Brahms suggesting that maybe they do something to get rid of that yellow guard, but
no, I think he was suggesting they're going to run back yellow, like a straight run back.
Okay.
Let's just get something behind yellow to kind of prevent that run back.
That makes more sense. I'm not happy with that, and direct indicating it might be a little bit on the heavy side, so.
Okay, go, 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 come on.
Trying to sweep this through, get on the nose, tap a little bit. Leaves a double, very good. Olivia jumping into chat straight away with the positivity. Let's go, boys. Let's go, chat. Good morning to you, Olivia. Welcome in. Glad to have you here.
I'm a bit disappointed that she is rooting for the boys on the ice, the people in chat, and forgetting about these nice two broadcasters that are bringing this feed to...
He didn't mention anything specifically about the people on the ice. She could be talking about us.
No, that's true.
You're the one reading into these things.
Yeah, well, I am not a boy, I am a man, so I don't feel addressed by the term boy.
But see, that is boy with an I. That is a general internet colloquialism.
Oh yeah, that's how you spell the cool boys.
Bois.
But then I'm not a cool boy, so...
Yes, exactly.
Koska mun mielestä toi...
Let's go, bois.
Vähän ahasta. No kyllä siihen mahtuu se poistokin, mutta sitten se, jos se pomppaa niin sisäposkesta tuohon toisen, niin sitten se voi pompata takaisin vähän näkyviin, että on se jahtava. Määriksellä me saadaan silleen, mitä vikaa jää. Se on etupuna. Ei hirveätä pomppua.
I agree 100% with whatever Matthias just said right there.
Yeah, I understand a bit of finish, and I think he says we really have to make this one, otherwise Pim will lose his house, and we cannot allow that to happen. And I couldn't agree more. With Matthias.
Trying to get this one to curl over, really trying to push. It's just not going to do it, and not enough weight to push. Okay. But they do get it out, so.
Yeah, but then again, it leaves a bit of a hit and roll there, and the run back where Bram kind of mentioned they're going to try this run back double take out. That did not happen. So.
What? Ja. Okay.
So I hear 2-7, which is kind of, I assume, a bit of a bumper weight. Like at least not a high-paced takeout.
Very controlled. They want to hit this yellow, roll into the inside.
Go! 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 Land! Land!
He's going to catch it, and over curled it, and rolls underneath the yellow. Jams on that red in the back. Still sitting 3, possibly 4.
Yeah, those 2 red stones in the back. Sitting. I mean, even all 3 red stones are in scoring position. So Housekeeper sitting 4 right now. The 2 yellow stones in the front are just barely biting the 12 foot. So. Important stone here for Team Hänninen. And it could be a nice comeback again after that.
Yeah, it's really not the way Hänninen wants to play this end. They don't want to score a big one on their own and they give it right back.
Nope.
So Keystone here needing to get this buried. No chance for Dalle to do anything with it.
Yeah, one good draw basically takes out all 3 red stones in the back, and that's the important thing here. That's going to prevent Dalle from scoring a big house. But then needs to get some protection behind the guard. Cannot be exposed. If it's exposed, it leaves a hit and roll option. Starts to curl real nice here. Maybe a bit heavy.
It's going to catch back, but that's still going to take out 3 of those reds from scoring. So
and that's pretty good. So that's the whole idea here, taking out those 3 red stones. Now that just leaves Housekeepers for a draw for 2. Is there a way with some kind of weights to give that yellow one a tap? I think maybe Sebastian is looking at it.
He's looking at it. You don't see very much. Our camera is just slightly off center.
To be honest, I might take the risk. I mean, the difference between scoring 1 or 2, sure, but if you make it, you could immediately score 4, maybe even 5.
Yep.
So there is maybe this kind of low risk, high reward type of. And Brett coming over, he wants to have a look himself. Yeah, to be able to make a good decision, it all depends on the angle and the space between those 2 stones here. See if it's possible. There is space. The question is, what about the angle? Brecht opting to just make a draw. Yeah, there is a little bit of space, but to find the right angle to really make sure yellow does not tap on red, that's a bit too hard. And if it taps on red, then basically it doesn't work. You would spill the shooter and score one. So final decision is to make a draw with a little bit of backing, more or less a similar stone like the one Team Hänninen did just before.
Here we go, hammer stone in the fourth. Dalle already sitting one, trying to score two. Sweepers making sure this one goes.
Go.
Just needs to get past.
Hut. Come on.
Past the guard. This one's looking great.
Come on. Okay,
and this is good. Excellent stone. Nicely delivered on the pin. Well, as pretty close to the pin.
Beautiful stone there. So
Team Dalle taking the lead back again in this game. Won 3 out of 4 ends, opened with 3-ender, finished off with a 2-ender. Great hammer efficiency, but the 5 house from Hänninen makes this game still pretty close. But I think overall the housekeepers, Team Dalle, will be pretty happy with the way things are going. If they can just forget that minor slip up, and I'm just being very gentle here by calling it a minor slip up, then they have, let's say, a good morale. But let's hop back to the booth.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong start from Dalle. Really playing quite well. Great stone from Matthias there in that last end to kind of force Dalle to make a great one to score 2. They took away three counters, so that could have been a disaster for Matthias and Team Hänninen. But yeah, able to pull it out, head into this little mini break, only down by 1, considering how things started. They've got to be feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, and I remember in that third end, at some point, the Belgium team, Team Dalle, they had a redstone on the pin, and then they could make the decision to guard it up and go for a steal there, but they opted to load. Let's start clearing Yellowstones. Let's just kind of play the scoreboards. And it was Sebastian Stone that hit the Yellowstone and then eventually took out their own red one, something like that, and basically turns the whole story of the end. So started off with the strategy, well, let's be aggressive, let's just clear out Yellowstones. Didn't work out. Yeah, a guard could also fail, and if you leave a guard that is not guarding the shot stone, they could clear it out. But then again, you could always have that kind of guard sitting in the front of the house you can use to kind of draw behind and pressure your opponent. But that's sometimes the whole battle plan. You need to kind of figure out what is the plan we're going to play. Are we going to keep things open and keep Team Hänninen from scoring 2 or more, but then one mistake out could immediately mess up things? Or are we going to go for a steal here? It's always easy to say things afterwards. Every strategy is as strong as its execution, and it's not because there was one flaw or one miss that suddenly the plan becomes a bad plan. Obviously, I think it's still was a decent plan. But what can we expect from the second half of the game, John?
I think we're going to see much more of the same. Teams just trying to put the stones where they need to. I think Dalle may have learned their lesson. Don't start playing the scoreboard too early. They're going to just play the end out, trying to focus on winning that end. Hänninen probably going to be a little bit more aggressive, trying to get stones into play, maybe try to steal something, try to score something big on their hammer end. Expect them to come out really tough in this first end, or this fifth end. So they are getting ready to go, so we are going to jump back out onto the ice.
Yes.
As Kevin will be starting things off for Team Dalle here in the fifth, as they lead at 6-5 over Team Hänninen.
So we both picked Team Hänninen to win. So far, we are also losing our predictions, John.
Yeah, but it's still early.
Yes.
Still lots more curling to go.
Licht.
Having from this angle a quick peek over on the scoreboard on sheet A, looks like Team Shu is putting up a strong performance against Team Mercier there.
Yep, we can bring up the ticker. You can see Shu leads Mercier 9-1 as they're in the 5th end, and PTSC leads Verreken 3-2 also in the 5th. So a nail biter over there on sheet C.
Yeah.
And Team Shu just doing what they do over on sheet A. Really enjoying the number 3 over there.
Yeah.
This one coming out to the corner of the house. Dalle opting to go for the hit here. Don't want to let Hänninen build anything up in the house with the hammer, so.
Whoa! It's short, Dalle! Björn!
Oh no, not going for a hit, just going for a draw.
Licht.
Not the first time I've been wrong on a call. It certainly will not be the last.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. That's the kind of textbook opening for a stealing team here. Just center guard and draw behind it, but then that second draw was a bit short.
Vera coming in. Go Belgium, good comeback. Welcome in, Vera. We know she is supporting Team Dalle. As we start off this 5th end, we're looking at the poll results. 71% are going for Team Hänninen and 29% for Team Dalle. So Team Dalle supporters need to get their votes in. Make your voice heard.
Painava! Joo, pesään asti.
Bring this one down around behind those guards and into the house.
Bit on the light side, just barely gets into the house.
But half buried, so that's going to make it difficult to go after. Going to opt for a hit and roll, I believe.
Are they?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, going to try to, very least, get rid of this one out there on the wing, because I don't think they don't really like going for that one in the center. They don't want to take away their guards just yet.
Oh, that's something you don't often see here. A missed sliding, and let's see if he's lucky on the release. No.
Go inside. Just yep. That's unfortunate.
And apologizing to the team here.
Yeah, a little stumble out of the hack. You hate to see that, but it does happen even at these higher level curlers. Happens from time to time.
Yeah.
I believe at one of the Grand Slams a few weeks ago, Mike McEwen fell on his face coming out of the hack, or fell forward coming out of the hack, but he does slide with a very low tuck position. So even the best of them can fall over.
Pidä! Missä?
To keep this one around the guard. Stays around just fine, but is it going to curl over to get around behind it? No, a little bit heavy. That's going to go past the tee, and Bram is going to put everything he has into it to try to get that one out the back. Doesn't quite get around, or go out, but.
So now Bram opting for the option he proposed to draw, but then Sebastian says.
Ja, tillgivande vill också Danne.
So Bram proposed to draw for Dalle, everything's fine. But then again, I think I like the draw option, and Team Hänninen just made an attempt earlier. Even if it's a bit short, it might be usable. But one good draw could really tip things in favor of Team Dalle here.
Yep, Brecht trying to hold the line to get this around those guards. It looks good. It's just about the weight. I think it's going to be a little bit deep.
Go.
Trying to curl this one around.
2 sweepers on it. Well, the good thing is it settles in a spot where it's hard to take it out. So it kind of narrows down scoring area here, and it takes away at least 2 yellow stones. So I like this shot a lot. Now it's up to Team Hänninen to clear the guards.
They're just going to throw some weight at this, peel things out, smash things around, and leave nothing on the center line. And
Russian trying to trickle in the redstone, and it is.
Hey, that's biting can come out, can count later, so it's useful to have there.
And I still like the draw options here. Again, we have a couple of stones in the back that serve as jammers, so just putting stones on the pin puts up pressure here.
Yep. Sweeper staying off it. Not usually a great sign. Should be wide enough, but ideally, usually means it's going to be hard.
Yeah, Brecht was pointing. I think he was pointing at the back stones, kind of mentioning it's going to come into those back stones. Oh, I think they don't want to tap on reds, preferably.
I think they would have liked that to tap the yellow.
Yeah, because with the small tap on red, it kind of leaves a bit of a pocket. Double takeout options.
Not sure they'll bother with the double takeout, but they'll certainly use those as backing. Oh, then he sets up pretty narrow, so maybe he will be doing something.
Yeah, the double takeout is there basically. So with a bit of sweeping, avoiding the tap, they could have tried and prevent this double takeout opportunity for Team Hänninen.
It's going to be tired. They're going to hold that one around the guard. It's starting to curl, and no, that catches it. Splits things open.
Yeah, not a very good stone here. This miss basically.
Okay, going for the hit and roll here. Okay, the yellow in the front is out of the way, so when I get rid of this one and keep things open for keep the house open. Gets rid of the yellow. Shooter slides through, just didn't quite get enough. Needed to hit that one a little bit thicker to get it to stay.
Yep. Yeah, they really wanted it to kind of stick around on the center line, preferably.
Nope. Mercier stopped the bleeding a little bit.
Me voidaan sen jälkeen paukauttaa siihen. Meillä on tässä 2.
Over on sheet A, they ended up with a blank in the fifth end.
Niin me jätetään niinku aika automaattitupla.
So, keeping zip.
Yeah,
joo, sit todennäköisesti tämä jää paremmaksi kuin tämä. Jolloinka sit ne ottaa ton pois ja niillä on niinku tilanne 1-2-4.
Yeah, I think looks very hard for Team Mercier to squeeze out a win here. But then again, if Team Shu just runs a table and wins against all opponents, then it will become a fight for that second place in the group of Team Shu.
Yep. In
the fight of the second place, this game here, Dalle versus Hänninen will be potentially decisive. Which team is still going strong for that second place? Again, Dalle, they still have to play shoe. Hänninen already did. But the winner of this game could potentially have a big advantage.
They'll have a leg up on the loser.
Yeah.
Linja hyvä. Nojaa paras. Linja hyvä.
This one coming down, and it's going to settle right in there amongst the reds. Just chips a little bit off that leftmost red, tucks in nicely.
Yep.
So it takes those two reds out from scoring. I think we're just going to see a draw in on top of that.
Whoa. Whoa. Lem. Come on.
Good freeze would be the best option here.
Trying to get this down. They want it to be shot at the very least. Wanted to freeze, doesn't quite get there.
It's not easy to take out though. There's a bit of a jammer, but then again there is plenty of room in between the stones to take it out. If they just find a good angle here.
11,5.
Yeah,
Sen jälkeen
lots
tuo
of space.
pomppaa tohon nojalle ja tuo valahtaa tonne. Meille jää ykköskivi. No niin, se voi olla.
So they're talking that if they come in on this, they come in on this red, and if it hits here, this red will shoot off, and this yellow should sit somewhere about over there. But you'll still end up with the red sitting there.
Se ei haittaa, jos se vaikka niinku ihan vähän
The
hipaasis
shooter,
tohon.
yellow, will sit there.
Yeah, this is going to be an important stone for this end. They do have to deal with the red stone because it's sitting on the pin. That's not what they, where they wanted to sit.
Joo.
I think what they're going to kind of do is come in with some weight here, hit it on this side, send that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were drawing.
They're going to move this red one out that way, and then shooter goes there, leaves their
meidän kivi pyörähtäisi
shot
nojalle
stone
siihen toiseen
locked in.
kiveen. Tuo eka punainen lähtisi ja oma jäisi.
They do have the hammer, so as long as they're drawing for a score, another point on the last stone, that'll be ideal for them.
Yeah, they are looking to score 2 points. They are behind. They need to get the efficiency on their hammer ends. I think Team Dalle will be happy with Team Hänninen just scoring 1 in this end.
Trying to hold this one out. They want to keep it on that side of the nose. This one's going to catch just a little bit. Pushes their yellow out, pushes the reds back, and I believe they're sitting 1 with red sitting 2nd and 3rd.
I think they're sitting 2. I think.
Oh, yep, they are sitting 2. Excuse me.
Yep. So 2 yellow, and Sebastian Dalle looking at taking it out. Maybe double takeout, looking at angles. Double takeout is not easy though. It's really hard to do double takeout.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come up this side, shoot this yellow one over the top of that red, so it goes that way and then that one goes there.
Not easy to find those angles. But then again, yeah, with the takeout, they cannot allow the Yellowstone to go straight back, because then it would clear out a couple of the redstones potentially.
Trying to hold the line. We're starting to see it creep over. That's going to hit a little too thick.
Ouch.
Gets rid of 1. So,
yeah,
all right.
It's decent. And this is a draw for 2 here for Team Hänninen. It's an acceptable outcome.
Yeah, the real risk was missing it in a way that they were drawing for 3. So
Valkoinen riitti.
I think Team Dalle can live with that. Anywhere in the 8-foot could be enough. I'm trying to push this one over. This one feels a little heavy. But
yeah, and Sebastian will try and sweep, see if he can get as deep as possible. It's coming into the 12-foot. Is it?
Oh, the little Swedish curl back, I think, gives them the 2.
Yeah. Oh, man, and that was close. Just imagine if it was slightly deeper, allowing the redstone to be a second shot. Brecht is super happy. A 2 for Hänninen. Hänninen taking back the lead. The lead goes back and forth in this game. It's going to be an interesting one. 3 more ends to play here, but I feel like this is going down to the final end, final stone. And yeah, the big thing for both teams is stay focused, stay on top of your skill level, make sure you play your best curling and see how far you can get. But 2 is a good result here for Team Hänninen.
Both teams played fairly well at that end. Just, sometimes it comes down to just having the last stone and having things go your way.
Puts back some pressure again on Team Dalle, because by kind of having that hammer efficiency, just if you score your 2 points, it's basically sending the message, now it's your turn to make sure you don't mess up on your hammer. Because the first team that is not scoring points for their hammer might have that kind of drop back.
Yami is going to start things off for Hänninen here in the 6th end, as they lead it 7-6. We've got a real nail biter on our hands right now. Started out a little bit messy for both teams, but seeing things shift back and forth.
Ei nouse vielä, ota irti vaan!
I'm pretty happy that the team in yellow is also playing with the yellow stones.
Yes, makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So we're just going to creep up next to the house, but not quite in. Not on that center line though, so a tap on it isn't going to be the end of the world.
Watch that! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
This one well wide of
Watch
the
that.
guard.
Yep, cool.
Starting to curl.
Whoa! Yep.
Want to get this one finish hard underneath that stone. Stays about 3/4 open. Gets a little bit buried.
Yeah, I could have swept a bit more to really bury it. There was some room, but probably wanted it in front of the tee line. Although a nice little bury could have worked.
Villa rejoining the team back on the ice.
Yeah. So Team Dalle not opting for corner guards here.
I like the aggression. Get in there behind, put some pressure on it. If you get something into the house on a good strong spot, that can put some pressure. Now, I just saw teams Mercier and Jus walk past the booth, so they are finished over there. They've played their 6 ends and called it a day.
Okay, pidä silti. Pidä vaan.
This one curling over. That's gonna freeze up against, or almost. It's gonna get close to that other one, but not quite freeze. But not on the center line as well, so that's gonna allow Dalle to draw around again.
And I think Team Shu will be pretty happy with a short 6-ender because they will play the second session of today, so that means they will have a slightly longer break. Second session, Team Shu against Team Geising will be streamed here later.
Looking forward to being able to see the Chinese team here on stream. Playing fairly strong. This one coming in, trying to get this one to curl up against it. It's a little bit deep. It's going to tap against their own. Try to create a little bit of separation, but instead
leaves a double maybe.
Double there, yep.
I think it does, although Team Hänninen just opting to put an extra stone in there.
Yep. No karma points for either team captain. Team Skip from Sheet A, as they did not post the final score. We only know they're done because they walked inside.
Okay. Peter! Hey! Yummy!
Now calling for the curl, wanting to get this over.
Paina, Yummy! Yo.
Trying to get it onto the nose. At least gets it over. That's great. That's a great stone. Pushes the red one back. Kind of rolls over a little bit. They'd like to have had a little bit more, but hey, right now they're kind of locked in with that red in the back.
Open speler.
And Sebastian opting to clear the guards.
Yep. Set it.
Yeah, as a team with the hammer, normally want that center open. Yami is so freaking handsome. I will take your word for it. I'm feeling you might be a little biased, but I don't know. It could be your objective opinion.
Yep.
We could also run a poll. Is Yami freaking handsome? Yes, no, undecided.
Gets rid of one. Critical analyzing only. Oh, gets rid of one, leaves that yellow guard there in the middle. Not the ideal outcome for them. Actually, even opened it up a little bit to allow Dalle to make, or Hänninen to make this run back. Yellow onto red, tapping it out of there.
Jop! Linja hyvä, takavalko. Okay. Sit Yami.
I mean, needing to curl this over. Feels like it's a little bit wide.
Paina vaan. Ja jatka sitä. Hyvä.
Gets a little tap on the yellow, but doesn't move the red.
It's not the worst though. I mean, if Hänninen can just make sure Dalle scores 1, I think they will be taking that result as well.
Dalle looking for a little bit of a chip here, wanting to like tap that yellow off to the side. Keep their shooter in there.
And Sebastian already saying, no, forget about this one. This is not hitting. And indeed, he's just clearing the redstone in the back. And yeah.
Yeah, that was a miss there.
Consistency issues sometimes with Sebastian in this game, like trading a good stone for not a good stone here.
Yep. Yona asking, is that an act called a throw or a push? We call it a throw, but we are really pushing it.
Yeah.
But yes, the official term for it is a throw. You're throwing the stone.
Yes. If you think about it, it's like calling American football, and then here you push indeed the stones, but you don't. You throw the stones, but you don't push them.
Yep.
Though we cannot blame the Americans for it because they probably started out in Scotland.
Yep.
Okay.
Naming.
Linja hyvä. Keltainen täppä hyvä.
And then again, back in the days, where they were playing curling on a frozen pond in the winter,
Yeah,
I think the gesture kind of looked like throwing with the type of old school.
Yona, just be glad that I'm not Canadian and that so I don't use the terms in turn or out turn as for the direction that they're curling instead of clockwise or anti-clockwise or left or right. So, because an in turn stone depends on which hand you are. If the thrower is right-handed, an in turn goes from the right to the left, and an out turn goes from the left to the right. But if you're left-handed, it's reverse.
And that changes whether it's an odd year or an even year, basically. Also depending whether you're playing the odd end or even end, going to the near house or far house. And yellow stones get the hammer.
Are you holding your breath or sticking your tongue out? All of these things matter, so it's very confusing. Line is good, but I think this one's a bit heavy as well. That's going to fly
Nix.
a little deep. Ooh, maybe that's going to chip off the yellow and hold in.
Oh, interesting.
And a little Swedish curl in there, too.
The Swedish curl was so gentle, just to kind of settle down in a second shot position. And all of a sudden, they have a kind of a nice setup here. 2 red stones, something Hänninen has to deal with. And the 2 yellow guards are not their friends anymore.
Olivia asking, what do you call a throw that is not quite a takeout? Oh, wait till he stops yelling. What do you call a throw that's not quite a takeout, but you want to move some stones, a tap? Yeah, you would call it that. It's still you'd call it a soft takeout or a tap, yeah.
Bumper weight, and then to indicate bumper weight, the skip would just smack his personal bumper, which is also very confusing if you don't know these kind of things. If you're first on the ice and you see a skip calling for bumper weight, but you don't know that signal.
This one trying to get it around the guard. Now Yami being asked to turn it over. That's going to get a little bit there. So yeah, that would be called a tap. Not quite hard enough to take things out, but just to move things around, yeah, you'd call that a tap.
Hier, tegen hem deze, aan de 4. 3-4.
Still 2 for Dalle. So looking to just kind of put a guard up in the front, wanting to make sure that they can protect those 2 reds back there.
Yeah, I think they're happy with those 2 stones, and they just want to kind of do a buyout here, get the 2 points, move on to the 7th end.
Wachter!
Joel joining us. Good morning. Welcome in.
Ja, maar we gaan voor plan B moeten gaan, want...
This one's going to overcurl a little bit, leaves that
Liever een guard
yellow a little bit exposed. Yeah, Dalle saying they wanted that one covered up.
Yeah, it was quite funny. Dalle calling off the sweepers, but the sweepers just overriding, and Dalle, come on, wait. But yeah, it was all about the weights, of course, but a different kind of weight.
Yep.
Dalle even throwing the broom, like, well... if it's gonna be that kind of stuff.
So Joel, I heard there was a rumor that you were going to go out for beers with the Norwegian team last night.
Oh yeah, I heard that as well.
Hopefully not too many.
Or one of those tiny potato bottles.
Mietin just, että onko toi vähän liian iso meni. Ota ihan vähän takas. Joo.
So just wanting to tap on the yellow. Let's put this up. Come in here. You'll see it.
Yeah.
I was a little late in drawing that. That's on me. So don't need too much weight on this. Just want to make sure it gets around the guard. Now going for the curl.
Feels a bit wide.
That does go wide. Oh, catches on the yellow in the back, but does not put them into
It
the
is
shot
yellow
position.
second shot. That is the question.
No.
No. No, indeed.
It's behind, so.
So Team Dalle is guarding things up here. They really want those 2 points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, a little unlucky, Joel, but yeah, I think maybe just a little bit heavy or a little bit wide. Oh, I see Mrs. Pym has entered the building.
Uh-huh.
That's so that must mean Baby Pym is here in the building as well. That's who I heard.
Toddler Pym.
Toddler Pym, yes.
It has
true.
evolved overnight.
She is no longer a baby, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go! Listen!
Don't want this to do anything. They want to just kind of take out that
Okay.
line.
Yeah, they don't want it to over curl.
No, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Although it over curled maybe a bit, I think the yellow is exposed. They can kind of tap off their yellow to remove their redstone, and then.
True, they could just hit that on the side.
No se käy.
Yellow will go there.
Ja
This red one
pikkusen
will
niinku
go out that
sisäposkikin
way.
käy.
Yeah, both redstones are still reachable. They're kind of looking at what will we do first, but there's the double run back yellow red to get rid of that left redstone from our angle here, and then they can also use the other yellow stone to clear the second red. So both redstones are basically still under siege.
Yep, it's not totally. This is not an easy shot.
No. And they have to make a decision because they have only one stone. You can't do both.
This one makes the most sense. So when they're looking at now coming from this side, coming down there, because this one, if they come over here and hit that, this goes away, that goes away, shooter probably goes away. They're only scoring one, or they're not scoring themselves.
No,
So-
indeed, and they leave things open over that side, so it becomes a draw for 2 for Team Dalle.
Yeah.
But then again,
A
this double run
difficult
back
draw.
is also pretty hard, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's
A little bit too far outside. This yellow will hit this red and go like that.
Oh.
No, don't worry about it.
but they have made their decision.
So they want to be right here in the center. Run it straight back, and that should be Bob's your uncle.
That used to be my nickname back when I was 16 and I was playing online video games. I was Uncle Bob. And every time I won a game, I would say, and Bob's your uncle. And then I was a boy with a B-O-I-S spelling.
Yep. That went a bit wide, so it spills off. I think you see Sebastian.
Yeah, they're going to
just
throw it
saying-
away as you mentioned it. Let's just take the 2, move on. So we're going to see an exciting weirdo takeout here.
Ooh, Mansk coming in. Is this a bit of team turmoil, saying Joel Westerberg's guy is not as good of a player as he says he is?
Ooh, trash talk within the team.
So just throwing this one away. Happy to take 2 points.
Yeah, and great result here from Team Dalle, going into end number 7 with a point lead. 7 is going to be an important end, because if Dalle manages to avoid Team Hänninen from scoring 2 or more, well, they can go into the last end with a tie and the hammer, or even if they steal with the 2-point lead and not the hammer. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one here.
Yeah, I mean, both teams playing pretty strong in the second half. Basically, after those first 3 ends, I mean, I think that Dalle played pretty strong the first 3 ends. The first 2 ends, excuse me. Hänninen came back, and since then, both teams have kind of just they've traded blows, switching the lead, playing very smart.
Trading the ducks.
So right now that leaves with Hänninen with the hammer in the 8th if things hold as they are. So Kevin will start things off here in the 7th for Team Dalle as they lead 8-7 over Team Hänninen. Real back and forth in this match.
Watch the full tight.
Feels a little heavy according to Sebastian.
Coming into the house is not the worst, of course, with the point leads.
Beetje overcurl zelfs.
It's going to overcurl, not into the house, but is going to, oh no, does settle down right there on the line.
Excellent center guard, textbook stuff here, touching the center line.
Visual confirmation.
Yeah, just in case there is a question, there is discussion, there is doubt, then we can call in the video assistance referee where we have 100% clear footage to confirm this was indeed touching the center line. But I think the skips are not doubting that fact.
This one coming in, trying to swing this out to the wing. Dalle just going to play this one away.
Yeah, Team Dalle is playing a strong tournament so far. Strong game against Team Shu the first game. Then they won yesterday against Team Geising. Now very good performance against Hänninen.
Joel coming back. As long as Mons makes the shots, he can get away with some smack talk. I'm a nice skip. A benevolent skip. This one comes up light from in the house, but is that on the center line? They're trying to take a look.
I think yes, but...
Yes, but maybe no.
I think yes, but no.
Okay. They both agree that it is. So
yeah,
neither stone can be moved off that center line by the other team until another 2 stones have been played. Now, of course, Dalle can play their own, can move their own stones off it, but they're very unlikely to do so.
Saisko tänne? Saisko tänne?
One coming around. It's going to stay wide of those guards. Is going to come into the house, though. Settles in there just above the 4-foot area.
Yes. 50. Draw.
And we would like to confirm, but there is a small issue with the camera there, although it is not a camera. It appears to be
a giant head.
It appears to be Mr. Hänninen. Yeah, but it was on the center line.
So this one coming down, they want to tap and roll in, but this one a little bit on the heavy side, a little bit wide. Are they going to be able to get this to curl over? Not sure this is going to have much weight behind it. If it does hit it, it does chip and just pushes it behind the tee line, but yeah, a little bit outside on that one. Just did not have the curl to get to where they need it.
Yeah, and lucky for them, it squeezes out on the other side, so would have been worse if it just died on the pin.
No niin, rollaa, mut mitä sä teet sille?
Is roll the same in Finnish as it is in Dutch and in English?
Perhaps.
Sen jälkeen ne tulee tänne nojaan sen taakse. Pelataan tänne ykköskivi.
For a draw here.
Olivia confirming, yes it is. I have Finnish friends in real life, and I should know a few Finnish words, but I
Linja on
always
hyvä.
forget them.
Yeah, apparently we had an exchange program with Finnish
Painava.
students back when I was in high school, and the word
Joo.
for chimney is very similar in
Pitkälle,
Finnish
kun
that it
tulee.
was in Dutch. But
Vielä.
I never knew whether
Vielä.
that was
Hyvä.
true or
Anko.
they were just making up stuff. But in Dutch it's schoorsteen, and the Finnish students, they told me in Finnish it was a skuursteen or something like that. And I always wondered whether they were just pulling my leg or if that was actually the truth.
That seems hardly like the thing I would pull your leg. I would probably teach you that chimney meant some other other like nasty word that when you said it to somebody, they're like, "How dare you?"
Yeah!
Calling for a sweep. Nobody's listening. Gets the one and slides over. Oh, brilliant.
Beautiful. And this is important if they're looking to steal, because that red stone is sitting behind the guard. It has a nice little yellow stone right behind him, covering its back. So Hänninen needs to clear a bit the front.
Just going to try to throw some things around there. Peel this off.
One red. Whoa!
Oh, whoa.
I
Don't
missed-
want to see us. There we go.
I almost missed a super shot by a mistapping. But what a great takeout. And now the redstone that is sitting pretty nice suddenly isn't anymore. Had a blitz reminder of our prediction by accident.
Yeah, back-to-back brilliant stones from both teams. Hänninen not going to give up this end that easily.
Yeah. Honestly, great game to watch so far. Still hard to predict a winner. Both teams throwing great shots, doing unexpected things.
Trying to hold this, want to make sure they get it out. That's going to curl. Sweeper holds it on the line.
It is... Is it second shots? I was going to call it, but it's so
second.
hard.
I think it's second.
Yeah.
They're looking at it,
They're
though. It's
definitely
very close.
looking at it, but well,
Meillä
they're just going to take it out, I guess.
And this angle...
Oh, it seems
which you
yellow
can't-
from this
is
angle.
Yellow. You can't fully trust it, but I'd be willing to say that it's yellow.
Tee melkein!
And no confirmation on the Skuursteen story, so I'm gonna just stand out for another 20 years.
Maybe they're so offended by the word that
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
who knows?
said.
Imagine.
Kuinka? Okei, sit rouhi.
That's like the worst swear word you could possibly say in their language. It's so offensive, it offends everybody.
Se on hyvä. Ja sit niin Joo, voi tuoda pidemmälle.
Curling, nice.
Careless one gets this one buried behind
Mä olin
the
pelaamassa
guard.
kilkkiä, kun kuului, että tosi...
A little bit behind the tee line, so Dalle going to try to come in and freeze on top of it. Stone off, there we go. Wait for this one to curl, it's starting to go. It's going to be around the guard. Is that going to have enough curl to get over?
Starts to curl real nice.
I'll try to bring that down.
This is excellent, and finding a very good freeze, and whew, you could see the relief on Brecht's face. And this is a very, very, very good stone, using John's language here to just express my excitement over this. Brownstone was this close, but
And I even had a new word to throw out. I was going to say I was gorgeous.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was absolutely stupendous.
ho ho ho.
Both teams throwing some big stones on this end. Now trying to peel off this guard, run it back, and
And it's not a freeze anymore because they chipped out the yellow stone in the behind. That's the way to deal with the freeze.
Leaves that red one exposed.
No, okay.
Yeah, now the battle plan becomes just clearing the yellow stones and do a 4-1 here.
Yep.
So not a good setup for Team Hänninen so far. A nice little nose hit.
Yeah, Dalle would be quite okay with holding Hänninen, forcing Hänninen to 1, and then taking the hammer in the last end with a level score. Sweepers waiting for the call. Now calling for curl, and they're still not really kind of deciding. Want to get this one to roll over, but nose hit is okay, so kind of keeps the things house kind of split. 3 reds in there, no yellow, but there is this hit and roll off the side.
And Bram is happy, and parfait would be the words Team Mercier would use.
Yeah, parfait.
Hakki läpi.
And tension is rising here in the building. This will be an 8-ender for sure. No doubt about that.
We get this to curl over. We want to hit the inside of the nose and let it trickle under. More or less straight on the nose so that yellow stays out.
Yeah, they
exposed.
were hoping. They were hoping for a little roll. Did not find a roll. A final takeout, even if. Yeah, I was gonna say even if they could find a roll inside, but I think just stick with the most important thing. Yellow needs to go out.
Needs to go. Yep.
So you don't want to clip the yellow guard by trying to squeeze it just too tight around the guards. And then looking at a potential draw for 2 here. I think the battle plan is 4-1. And then they can stick to that plan.
Whoa! Line!
Going for line.
Oh! Go!
Now looking for curl.
Go!
Looks fine.
This looks okay. I'm not really sure what he's worried about. Maybe just didn't want it to fly away, but...
Well, I can imagine, even if it's not as scary as the skip makes it sound, it gives some information about the line to the sweepers as well, to kind of say, okay, line seems fine, now it needs to curl.
Yep. It did leave it out, that red did roll out a little bit wide, so there is a possibility a hit and stick, as long as it stays in the white, will be a score of 1 for Hänninen.
Happy faces in the back over at Team Dalle side, because this is a 4-1. This is exactly what they wanted in this 7th end. And they will go into end number 8 with the hammer.
Oh, calling for curl. We can get this one over.
Shooter cannot roll out.
This is a little bit... No, that's on the nose. That is fine.
Yeah, it was scary because like the slightest of rolls, if it would roll into the 12-foot, mid-12-foot, then it would have been a steal. But this is a 4-1. Hänninen scoring 1, handing over the hammer to the Belgian boys. Belgian boys with one more task, making sure to win their hammer end here.
Yep.
Battle plan could be keeping things wide open.
Keep it open. Yeah, you just need a draw for 1. You don't need to score that many stones. So
I think that's interesting. That's basically the discussion here. Okay, we have one more job. We don't have to score 2, 3, 4, 5. We just need to make sure that we can finish it off with the last stone, and we have to figure out what the route will be towards that stone number 8. And then on the opposite side, the yellow side, finish side, they will have to try and steal. So for sure they will get up some guards.
All right, so the poll is now closed. 62% of you went for Team Hänninen, 31% of you for Team Dalle, and 6% went for a tie.
Still a tie. Well, it makes sense. Although, yeah, a tie is weird because how do you tie?
There's an extra end.
Yeah, that's.
But that could still be a tie as well.
Yeah.
A blank end, and
yeah, it's
so
true.
I don't think anyone's going for a blank end on.
Yeah, why would you go for a blank end? Basically, a blank end is basically if you are the team with the hammer, but you don't have hammer efficiency, or you need to score more than one, but one is enough for Dalle.
It could be an accidental blank end.
Could be, yeah. A takeout where the shooter spills.
16-3 tulee pesään asti.
And sweeping for line in a very interesting way there.
Trying to push that over. I think that comes into the house.
Yeah,
that is
comes in the
house.
You really need those guards.
And so, yeah, Dalle just going to take it away.
Man! Oh!
Happy little accidents for Team Dalle.
Wait!
Want this to roll out to the side. They don't want the shooter to sit there.
Okay.
And there it goes. Just making sure and clears it all out. Good stone.
Yes.
Vijay Rodrigo, hello from Brazil. I'm assuming that's why the Brazilian flag, he is putting that in there. Seems reasonable to think that.
No Brazilian teams here in the World Curling Tour Belgium Men's Challenger. Maybe someday in the future, who knows?
That would be nice.
That would be super nice.
Nyt on tilaa paljon.
And a second attempt for Jani. Somebody in the poll mentioned way back at the beginning of the game that Jani would crush everybody with magnificent stones in the last end.
That was Jona.
That was Jona. Well, Jona, I hope you did not jinx it with that comment. Looking at the stone, it is biting, I think. So we're gonna have second. No,
Nope.
it's not biting.
Guess it's not in, so.
For a minute there, it felt like it was biting, but it isn't.
No.
Was it not Jona? She's. Or you're saying you didn't jinx it?
Go! Oh, Waxter!
This one's
Watch
a
the
bit
side.
outside. Yep, that's going to be a little bit deep and stay a little bit
Go,
wide.
go,
Going
go,
to
go,
try
go,
to get
go,
this to
go,
curl
go,
a
go,
lot
go,
at the
go.
end.
Okay.
That's about a third buried.
Yeah, just could have used that extra amount of sweeping to kind of really kind of nail it, finish it off. Now it's like 2/3 exposed. But I don't think Team Hänninen.
No, they do not need to hit things out just yet. They need to build up.
They need to try and steal here, so they need to worry about that redstone later in the game. First, they need those guards, and they still have yellow stones to run back and the red ones.
Mitä kauemmas jää, sitä parempi.
So we have an update from Sheet C. We'll throw the ticker up there too. So for those of you who missed it, Team Zhu won 9-1 in 6 ends. They did not put up the last end, so we don't know. So that's the last official score. But Verhaken wins in 7 ends, 7-4 over PTSE. So Team Verhaken staying near the top of their pool.
Yeah, that's probably a result that Joel Westerberg was looking for to kind of know the winner, the outcome of that game. Team Westerberg is playing Team Björke in the next session.
Peels this one off just fine.
Yeah, job for Team Dalle just to kind of clear the guards, make sure no guards are left by the end of this end. So they have an open draw for one. One should be good enough.
Linja hyvä.
Trying to bring this one over. They want to create that center guard. It seems a little counterintuitive throwing up a guard in front of a red stone, but they're trying to give themselves some place to hide a stone later in the end. Dalle just wanting to clear things out. They don't want to have anything in the way for them throwing their last stone. And I think even in an ideal situation, the way it's sitting now, they wouldn't mind not having to throw their last stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. But good clearance of the guards here. And I'm probably guessing Sebastian will be happy that his part of the throwing is over right now. The front end did its job. Now it's up to the back end of the teams to deal with the situation. Dalle needs to score one. So does Team Hänninen, but they will have to do it by stealing in this end.
So another center guard.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
another peel.
Looking forward to the post-game interview already to kind of know how the players experience this tense roller coaster, even at end number 8.
Yep.
Oh no!
Oh no! Flash. That's a big mistake there.
Oof.
Probably a good thing I had the skips muted. I know Brom for sure would have dropped a swear jar.
Yeah, a big bomb there.
Varmaan etupunaa. Mun mielestä me heitetään nyt se kivi, mitä me sit suojataan loppuun asti.
And even with the small gap, like what are the odds getting it in between? Sure, the gap is there, but just clipping the first yellow one would have took both of them out, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst. It's still an open house. The game is not lost.
Linja hyvä.
Hänninen still needs to find a way to steal here.
Linja hyvä. Jamin kivi.
But they have the 2 guards.
Oota.
Want to get this one behind, really trying to push this hard carve style. Trying to help it over. Does get buried, but does trickle behind the T-line, so...
And this looks good. I think the mission is still getting rid of those guards. Guards are annoying. It's just 1 yellow stone in the house, but other option is to try and do another draw. But yellow still have stones to push in.
Yeah, they're gonna try that draw. Now this is not as easy as it seems. You throw a hard stone first, and having to come back with some good, the right touch on it is a lot trickier. Is very tricky. So trying this one, afraid of that miss again.
Whoa!
Needs to curl.
Curl
right now. Will it curl enough? Can they finish it? Cannot stay exposed. Taps yellow back, rolls a bit outside. It is sitting shut, but it is also exposed, and you can see Matthias Hänninen looking at taking it out and rolling behind the guards. Redstone from Team Dalle did not curl quite enough to get buried behind the guards here. This is such an intense game. Over 2 hours of play, and it all comes down to the last couple of stones here. Fourth players of both teams will decide whether their team will take the win, the second win, or not. No more room for mistakes here. Team Dalle having a bit of the advantage having the hammer, but then again, Team Hänninen, they have 2 guards and maybe a stone buried behind the guards if they are able to get this hit and roll here. Looking for a line. Make sure it's around the guard. It is
around the guard, trying to curl this over. Inside the nose on that red will be ideal. Just a little bit of a chip, and that's perfect. That is an incredibly difficult stone, and they absolutely nailed it.
Now, there is a gap in between those yellow stones. We know a stone will fit. Clearing the guards is also an acceptable side effect. They will come around over on the left side.
Yeah, wanting to just play a little tap, move it around.
Yeah, they have to make sure to just tap it back and keep options open to just draw for 1. Again, 1 is good enough. They don't need to score 2. I think the fans watching are also kind of sitting on the edge of their seats.
Whoa.
Both on the Belgian side as on the Finnish side.
Olivia would play for the peel if she was Dalle. Trying to hold this one by. And just clips it, but not moving enough.
Yeah, worst case, because it doesn't really open things up. The gap in the center is now a bit too close to come inside. And dark clouds are gathering over Team Dalle side.
Yeah, coming down to these final 2 stones. Matthias can really put the dagger in.
Yeah, 1 good guard, and I don't really see a very easy way to just score. There is maybe just kind of come through the middle and find the yellow stone, tap it back just enough, but that's such a hard stone to make.
I think they're just going to try to set something here.
Yeah, I was talking to from Dalle's perspective for Hänninen. Obviously, this is going to be a guard. They don't want the guard to be too deep. That could leave a run back takeout. That's the one thing they have to keep an eye on, to make sure that this guard is not something Team Dalle will use to try and hunt the shot stone. Something tells me we're gonna see a run back takeout for Team Dalle after this one.
This is light. This one feels like it's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll find just enough curl to close that side, finishing it off. Left side is closed. Maybe they wanted to sweep back a little more to kind of take away the run back. Because now the run back's still there.
Yeah, you have this long, straight run back here that should knock that one off. That one will go back there. And this one will be shot. But that's a long distance. You got to get it right. Is there... Yeah, if...
They cannot lose the redstone with these kind of run backs. The redstone has to remain untouched by the 4 foot.
If they're a little bit too far out here, then this one comes and jams there, and it doesn't do them any good, so...
And let's try and figure out what their plan will be. Really want to overhear the call. So we know.
Ik denk dat dit wel kan. Er is ruimte om die net hier te raken, hè. Ja, maar deze backline zie ik ook nog gebeuren dat die hier raakt en dan hierop zit. Oeh. Nee, nog juist. Ja, of die valt naar hier, ja. Nee, zwaar.
Wat wil jij?
Meanwhile, I think Thomas Bertels sitting behind the glass. He's kind of really biting his nails there. Can they win? For now, virtually Hänninen is stealing and winning, and what a comeback after this 4-0 situation after 2 wins.
Okay, they're playing on this outside one, so they're going to try to catch it on this here.
It makes sense. The angles are nicer. Angles are nicer there.
Honestly, you have less of a chance of a jam on that red. So they need to have their... I mean, yeah, if it runs back and hits their red, well, they're going to lose anyway. So is it by 4 or is it by 1? You know, it doesn't really matter.
Run back takeout to win the game. Fate is in Brecht's hands as he delivers. Stone. Immediate call for a line. Sweepers are on it. Bram is on it.
Trying to hold this one down. Needs to get it around the guard. Is that going to get all the way down?
Can't find the angle. Hits red, and it's a steal of 3. The Bram slam hits the ice. A victory for Team Hänninen in a hard-fought win. It was a bit on the inside on the release, immediately calling for a line here. Decent attempt, but a difficult attempt here. But what a magnificent game.
Yeah, coming down to the final stone, they were out of it and then back into it and then out of it again, and
what an absolute thriller to watch, and everybody watching with us will probably have the same feeling. Bear with us, the teams are doing their last bit of stuff. We are going to hop back to the booth, stay in chat, stay on the stream, because we are having the interview with the winning skip coming over very, very soon. Back to the booth.
Putting up the score note, he was just getting his hat and gripper, but what an exciting finish. That was incredible. The I don't know, I was on the edge of my seat those last few stones. I don't know about you guys.
I don't need no more coffee. I am wide awake right now. I mean, this exceeds any amount of coffee, even the amount of coffee in John's coffee bowl here. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna tap into the post-game debriefs of the team. They're kind of broom stacking, because thing is, winning these kind of games gives you such a big momentum, but then leaving a game like this short is so unrewarding. That's kind of so demotivating. But you have to continue into the next game. I mean, who knows? 2 wins, 2 losses could still.
Saku wants Yami on the mic. It's a possibility. We don't know who they're. Usually we like the skips. It's usually the skips, but hey, sometimes you get volunteered to do it without. So
we have
Matthias joining us. And you can stand.
Yeah, he's taking off the lucky hat a bit backwards and then look into the camera, and we can pop over to the interview booth for a post-game interview. I don't know if he's unmuted, and if so, first question, first emotion after this game.
Oh wait,
just a second. John has to unmute you.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
First emotion.
Relieved. It was not our game, so.
I can imagine, having to trail
the mic
4
down a little bit. There we go.
That's better. Yeah, having to see those 4 points after the 2 ends. Did you kind of stressed out a bit, like, oh my God, this is not the best start? Are we going to get back into the game?
Yeah, of course. We knew that we can do it, but still 4
that it's much.
Yeah, 4 is much, but 5 is more.
Yeah, you're right.
Lots of fans in the chat really supporting Team Hänninen. They're all saying hello. What a good job that was. And yeah, great way to stay in it. You know, you guys fought. You know, that second half, it was going back and forth both ways. And then one tiny mistake left the window open for them in the last end. And yeah, you guys played well, putting pressure on them. I mean, I imagine you were just trying to stay focused and make sure you were throwing every shot as you needed.
Yeah. Hog to hog was so fast today. So every stone just went to the back end. So it was tough.
Yeah, and then in the last end, there was a stone from Team Dalle that went just in between the yellow stones. It looked like they would clear both yellow guards. Was that a tipping point, not just in the result, but also in the morale, or?
Yeah, it was. Then we knew that we have a chance to get the steal.
Yeah, indeed. So your next game will be against, and I'm trying to recall my memory, it's Mercier or Geising. It's
Mercier.
I think it's Geising. No, it's Geising, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Geising.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yami, you need to get on camera. We've had people talking and saying, where's Yami? Where's Yami?
There is Yami, yeah. Apparently, that's a claim on chat. We cannot confirm that claim, but a claim on chat was Yami is freaking handsome. What is your response to that?
No comments.
No comments. Then a second question. Apparently, you guys went out with Team Westerberg, having a couple of Belgian beers. Is that true? And if so, is there anything you want to tell us about your?
That was the Norwegian team.
Oh no, that was the Norwegian. So, are you going to have some Belgian beers this weekend?
Not after that.
Not after that. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on the big win. We're going to let you go and celebrate with your team and get ready for your next match.
Yeah.
But good job today.
See ya.
All right, John. So yeah, that leaves us with just kind of preparing for the next game. Next game will be up very fast. Second game of today. Let's pull up the schedule. We will have Team Geising against Team Chu, the Chinese team who we've been talking about all weekend. Finally, their moment. I think they are the last team. No, you haven't. Yeah, we have seen Team Westerberg. So Team Chu is actually the last team to be featured on the stream. But I think that's the team everybody has been waiting for.
They're looking forward to it. They've so far 3-0, really strong win against Mercier. So looking forward to seeing how they handle the Germans.
Yeah, and then last end was important for everybody in Finland, everybody in Belgium, but also everybody here over at the booth, because it was close for me as well. I am not homeless. That's also one outcome of this game. We had both a correct prediction, although I could not have predicted this game to be this close.
Not after that start, no. But yeah, really after the third end, both teams just going back and forth, either wanting to give up until one of them flinched. Unfortunately, it was Team Dalle missing that one and allowing Hänninen to take things over the driver's seat. But that is going to be it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We've got 3 more matches coming up today, so we're going to take a little break. But we look forward to see you guys much more in the future. So until then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.